you're okay. Today's video is going to be my updated everyday makeup. I've been having a little look through my older videos and seeing some of the ones that are just really outdated now, and my everyday makeup video is very outdated back from a couple of years ago, so I thought I would refilm this for you as it's been highly requested on my blog actually to do an everyday makeup look. So I thought as soon as I'm back on YouTube I might as well film that video. So I hope you enjoy this. It's kind of my fresh everyday look because I always am really tired when I get up in the morning and I just look like a zombie, so the best thing to do is apply some fresh makeup and just go for a really natural look, nothing too dramatic and something that takes no time at all to do as I don't really have that much time on a morning. So I hope you enjoy this video everyone, and you can take some ideas and inspiration from it and you can add those to your own everyday makeup looks. So without further ado, here's the look. Okay, so I've already applied my base primer and my foundation. The primer that I've used is the Murad Skin Perfecting Primer in the matte finish, which comes in a tube like this. And I've written a review of this on my blog, so if you wanted to read that, the link will be below. I think this is a really great skin-based primer as it's nice and silky on the skin and it's just very light wearing, and it keeps my makeup in place pretty much all day, which is obviously what it's intended for. But it is an absolutely great primer and I recommend it to anybody. I actually discovered this in I think it was a glossy box a couple of months ago, and I actually bought the full size product because I was that impressed with it. I apply the Murad Skin Perfecting Primer with just a flat foundation brush like this, and then for my foundation I used the Maybelline Fit Me, and mine's in the shade 120, which is a part of their fair skin collection. They do fair, medium and darker skin, and 120 is kind of the middle of the road shade in the fair range. I have actually written a review about this foundation as well on my blog, so again the link will be below if you want to find out a bit more. But I really love this foundation. It just gives me a lovely even coverage and it hasn't broke me out, and most importantly it is a really good colour match for me. Since I've stopped wearing fake tan, which a lot of people noticed in my last video, I needed a foundation that obviously matched the natural me, and this 120 colour matches me pretty well. To apply my foundation I use a MAC 130, which looks like this. It's just a really small stippling brush just to give an airbrushed finish to buff all my foundation in to make sure it's evenly covered around my face. Next I'm going to go with my concealer, which is the Surprise Collection 2000 Lasting Perfection Concealer, and I just tend to put this in little triangles underneath my eyes because I have quite a few dark circles, and then apply to any blemishes, and I often put it around my nose as well because I kind of have a lot of redness around this area, and then I blend in with my ring fingers, patting onto my eyelid as well, which will act as primer for my eyeshadow. I think this is a really great concealer. All the YouTube and beauty communities on blogs and stuff rave about this concealer and it really is really good. I have medium 3. Next I like to do my favourite thing in my makeup routine, and that is my brows. And the first thing I do is just use this spoolie to brush out my brows and put all the hairs going the same way so that the shadow that I'm going to apply to fill them in can be applied much more effectively. Now when I was about 14 I had a little eyebrow incident and shaved one of my eyebrows off. I'm pretty sure it was this one, and if you can see they've never really grown back into much of a good state. They're kind of thin and very sparse and they won't really grow back. So my advice to anybody who is thinking of doing a hack job to their eyebrows, don't, because you will regret it in years to come. So I use a combination of a pencil to fill in my brows and a powder. The powder that I currently use is the W7 Brow Bar palette, which I've featured on my blog before, which comes with 4 colours, a light colour, a chocolate brown colour, a dark brown and a black, and as you can see I use the dark brown colour as my natural hair colour is dark brown. My brows tend to be very dark, so I use a combination of the darkest brown and this kind of chocolate brown here. And I do this using an angled brush just for precision, and it just gives a nice even line. So basically all I do is start from the end of my brow, just gently filling them in light little strokes. and then tailing them off at the end to give a bit more of an arch shape. I tend to bring them down a little bit further than they naturally start as well. That's just because they frame my eye shape a little bit better. I then twist my brush around to its flat end and kind of square off the ends a little bit and bring the powder through and elongating my brow a little bit. You can see the difference between this brow and this brow. This one's much more structured and much more shaped and suits my face a lot better than this one. Once I have all the powder in, like so, I like to take a pencil, and this is the Rimmel London Rich Brown pencil, which can be used as an eyeliner and a brow pencil, and I just take that through to just fill in any areas that the powder might have covered and to also fill in the elongated areas, just to give a smoother texture. Now some people could say that using a pencil tends to make your brows look more drawn on, but I really like using the pencil as it kind of just smooths all the hairs in one direction as well. I then pop back into my brow bar palette with the chocolate brown colour and just go over them once again. This is a Max Factor Face Finity Compact Powder, which looks like this, and it's a really nice kind of pink toned powder, but I use this on a large stippling brush from Q7 and just apply this to my jawline really to blend the foundation shade into my neck a little bit. The next stage in my routine is bronzer. Now I kind of switch up between two bronzers. One is my Elizabeth Arden bronzer. That is a very deep colour, and it tends to work better if I have a little bit of colour from the sun or I am indeed wearing fake tan. So I'm not going to use that one today. On an everyday basis I wear the Bourjois, we all call it the chocolate bronzer, which as you know looks like this and is well loved. I think mine is in the shade 51, so it's kind of a medium toned brown, and I contour my cheeks and add the warmth to my skin using this angled brush to kind of sculpt under my cheekbone a little bit. I just put that in and kind of pull a bit of a dodgy face and apply this underneath my cheekbones. On my jaw and onto my ears. I like to apply blush. Now I never really was one of those kind of girls to wear blush. However, in my glossy box I received the Krylon for Glossy Box blusher, which looks like this, and it's in the colour Glossy Rosewood. And looks like that, and it's just a lovely kind of purple toned pink, and you only need the smallest amount on your blush brush. My trusty Naked palette is my usual go-to for everyday eye colours, but since the demise of my favourite colour Toasted, which fell out and smashed on the bathroom floor, I haven't been able to open it and use it because I just miss that colour. I loved that colour so much, so there's an empty space where Toasted used to be. However, I have been using this palette by The Body Shop. This is the Smoky Moonstone palette, which has some absolutely gorgeous colours in it. More espresso, cool toned colours. So I tend to take this shade here and I apply this using the number 7 Blend in Contour Fluffy Blending Brush. Now these shadows tend to have quite a little bit of fallout, so I just apply them on by packing them onto my lid. But it's nothing that can't be cleaned up later. So you can see it's just a lovely gold colour. Next I like to take a colour for the outer corner of my eyelid, and my favourite colour to use is the Bobbi Brown Shimmer Wash Eyeshadow in number 8 Rose Gold, which I actually used as a blush and highlight for a while, and I use this on my fluffy brush and just apply the warm colour, which kind of acts as a substitute for Toasted, on the outer portion of my eye, pulled up into my socket bone. Now I blend this colour out using the colour Sin from my Naked palette. I used to be a really big fan of putting eyeliner in my tight line and waterline. Now I tend to realise that I have really quite small eyes, so I kind of just apply my pencil kohl eyeliner on the outer V's of my eyes. And then taking my ring finger, I just like to smudge that into my upper and lower lash line a little bit. The messier the better really. I then take a white eyeliner pencil and apply this to my tight line and waterline to make me look a little bit more awake. And to finish my eyes, it is mascara. Now I use 2 mascaras. This is the W7 Double Up Mascara, which I've written a review of on my blog, link below. and the Revlon Beyond Natural mascara, and this is in a dark brown colour, and I use both of these to kind of voluminise and elongate my eyelashes. So I start off with the W7 mascara. Mascara is one thing that I like to use in excess, so to speak. This mascara has a really thick one, so you have to be quite careful. And then in with my Revlon mascara. I tend to concentrate again the majority of my mascara application on the ends of my lashes, in the outer corners of my eye. Again, for the same reason, to try and open them up a little bit. And finally, one last coat using the W7 mascara, which I might add is really great value for money. I think I picked this up for around £1 in extras, and it's well worth it. So that is my mascara applied and my eyes finished. And finally, as this is my everyday look, I would tend to wear my favourite MAC lipsticks, Girl About Town and Ruby Woo. But generally on a normal day where I'm just going to uni and it's just going to be lectures, I will just tend to wear a lip gloss, and this is the I Love Strawberries and Milkshake Shimmer Gloss. Just really quick, really easy, and it tastes great. I could just eat the whole tube because it smells gorgeous as well. And that is my everyday makeup look that I go for every morning before I go to uni, or if I'm just having a weekend shopping in town or whatever. I might film a nighttime look which will include the bright lips and a different kind of combination on my eyelids, but you tell me what you think in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video, everyone. It's been nice to get back and do a makeup video for once. So I will see you all next week.